Welcome to Lost Radio.
Listener, you didn't stumble here. You were guided through thousands of choices. The algorithm whispered your name, and now you're here. Headphones on, listening to something you were never meant to find. Coincidence? Or invitation?
I don't know what I saw last night, but I know it saw me, and I think it might come back. I've dealt with strange things before. Shadows, whispers, stuff I told myself was just stress. But this one felt different, like it wanted something from me. It started around 8 o'clock. My mom's girlfriend asked me to help burn some old boxes in the backyard. She said we needed the space, and she wasn't wrong. We live in a small house. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 5 people, 2 dogs, and a litter of puppies. No one really has their own corner anymore. So, yeah, burning boxes sounded like a good idea. Mom's girlfriend, she's been struggling lately. Mental stuff. Anger that just shows up out of nowhere. She tries to stay busy. Burning junk was her therapy that day. The backyard is big. No fences. Just one long strip of dry grass that bleeds into the neighbor's lot, and at the end a small storage shed. The kind of place you could hide something in, and no one would ever know. While she tore down the boxes, I went to tie up Cobe, my dog, so she wouldn't run too close to the fire. Valentine, our older dog, just wandered the yard, sniffing at things, lazy and slow. The fire caught quickly. Paper, tape, cardboard. The flames curled upward and lit the dry branches nearby in gold. For a while, it was almost peaceful. We even laughed. It smelled like summer, like something clean. Then Cobe started barking. Not a playful bark, the kind that tightens your stomach. Her chain rattled. Valentine stopped walking, and then both dogs turned toward the entrance of the yard. The space between our house and the shed, they froze, growling so deep it vibrated through the ground. I looked over, still smiling, trying to calm them down. "What is it, girl?" I asked. But even before I finished saying it, I felt it. That weight, that awareness, like someone was watching me from just beyond the light. I turned my head slowly, and that's when I saw it. It was standing at the edge of the light, a figure, tall and thin, its body darker than the night behind it. It wasn't a man. I could tell that right away. The firelight flickered against its outline, its head tilted slightly, like it was curious. And then I saw the eyes. They weren't glowing like flashlights, more like catching the light and throwing it back. A sick, yellow reflection. Predator eyes. It stood there, maybe 20 feet away, still as stone. And I swear to God, it was taller than the shed behind it. Something inside me just broke. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't move. And then a thought came clear as a voice in my head. It's angry. It wants to hurt you. I don't know if that voice was mine or its. My mom's girlfriend shouted from behind me, asking what was wrong. I turned for just a second. When I looked back, it was gone. The dogs were still snarling, pulling against their chains, barking at nothing. But I knew better. It was still there, watching. We stomped out the fire, dragged the dogs inside, locked the doors. I told Mom what I saw, but she just tried to reason it away. Maybe a tall man. Maybe a shadow. Maybe headlights from the road. None of it fit, but she could see how scared I was. And that scared her too. That night, I tried to sleep, but I couldn't. Every sound felt closer. Every shadow felt heavier. Around midnight, I was still awake, talking to my girlfriend on the phone, trying to calm down. Then I heard Mom yelling downstairs, her and her girlfriend fighting again. It was normal. Too normal. That's what made it strange. A few minutes later, Mom came to my door and told me to keep an eye on things while she picked up my sisters from a friend's house. I said, okay. She left. And then everything got quiet. Too quiet. Mom's girlfriend had locked herself in the bathroom. I could hear her pacing, whispering, talking to someone who wasn't answering. Then Kobe started barking again. The sound coming from near the back door. A chain rattled. Something heavy moved on the porch. I ran to the window. But there was nothing. Just the empty dark of the yard. Still. The dogs were going insane upstairs. I called my grandma. She's the only one who believes in this kind of thing. When I told her, she didn't laugh. She said her skin crawled just hearing it. That she could feel something bad through the phone. And then, glass shattered. The sound came from the basement window. Something had hit it. Or maybe come through it. Mom's girlfriend screamed my name. She ran out of the bathroom with a metal bat in her hand, yelling into the dark. Her voice didn't sound like hers. It was deeper, trembling with something between rage and fear. "If you're out there," she shouted, "I'll smash your head in, you son of a bitch." For a second, I almost believed she was yelling at me. I locked myself in the bathroom and called 911. But when the cops came, there was nothing. No footprints. No broken glass. No sign of entry. Just the dogs shaking, whimpering in corners. They left soon after, and the house fell into silence again. That silence was worse than the noise. My grandma came to pick me up around dawn. She said, when I called her, the hairs on her arms stood straight up, like something was listening through the phone. She told me to pack a bag, to leave. As we drove away, I looked out the window at our house. The morning light hit the backyard, and I saw something strange. The chain that held Kobe was stretched tight, pulled almost to the breaking point, as if something had yanked her toward the shed. Later, Mom called. She said when she came back home with my sisters, she heard the chain rattle again. But all the dogs were upstairs. Something was still moving out there. I keep thinking about the way it looked. About those eyes. How they reflected our fire back at us like mockery. It could have been anyone under that skin. Anything. Grandma says sometimes when people lose control of their lives, something else comes to take it. A shape that wears you. A shadow that learns your name. And I keep hearing mine. Even now. In her house. Miles away. At night, when the windows are black and the wind hits the siding just right, I swear I hear it whisper from the yard. Come here.
I've always been a skeptic. Ghosts, aliens, monsters. They were just stories to me. Shadows people made to explain what they feared. But after what happened in the Southwest, I don't think that anymore. It started simple. Just a road trip. Me and Jake. Two guys chasing desert sunsets and bad diner coffee. We'd planned to drive through Arizona, cut across the Navajo reservation. Jake said it was faster. I said it was beautiful. Neither of us said it out loud, but we both wanted the story, the myth, the one about the skinwalkers. We laughed about it. We even joked that if we saw one, we'd ask for a selfie. Idiots. The first day was perfect. Sky like glass. Air dry and gold. We camped by a canyon rim. Stars thick enough to drown in. Jake turned in early. I stayed by the fire, tracing constellations like scars across the dark. Then, a sound. Low. Wet. like something breathing through teeth. I froze. Coyotes? Maybe. But then a voice drifted out of the canyon. It was Jake's. Only wrong. Like someone was replaying his voice through static. Come here. I turned toward the tent. Jake was there, asleep, chest rising steady. Then I heard it again. Behind me this time. Closer. Come here. I grabbed the flashlight, shined it across the rocks. And that's when I saw him. A figure standing on the ridge. Tall. Too tall. Limbs too long. Eyes. Yellow. Sickly. Like headlights through dirty glass. Clothes torn. Skin gray and cracked. But the face. It was Jake's face. Something in my chest snapped. I stumbled back, dropped the light. And when it hit the ground, the shadows moved. Wrong. Delayed. Like the air itself was lagging. Then pain. A sharp line down my arm. Blood warm and slick. It had scratched me. Marked me. I ran. Dragged Jake out of the tent. He woke up swearing, half asleep, and I just said, drive. We didn't look back. In the mirror, under the moon, I saw it again, standing in the middle of the road, watching, those yellow eyes burning through the dust. We didn't stop till sunrise, pulled into some forgotten motel, neon buzzing like flies. Jake crashed. I didn't. The scratch on my arm throbbed. It wasn't deep, but it pulsed, like a heartbeat under the skin. When I pressed my ear to it, I swear I heard something breathing inside. Next few nights, I barely slept. Every time I closed my eyes, I'd hear it, Jake's voice, warped and distant. Come here. Don't let go. The wound started to darken, lines branching out, black veins under the skin. I wrapped it, but by morning the bandage was damp, like it was sweating. Jake tried to joke about it, said I'd probably picked up some desert bug. But he stopped laughing when I called him the wrong name. I called him me. We found a Navajo elder 2 towns over, old man with eyes like sand. He looked at my arm, didn't even touch it, and said, "You brought something with you." I told him we'd seen a skinwalker. He shook his head. "No, you saw what it wanted you to see." He gave me herbs, said I needed a purification ritual, said I'd have to face it, alone. Jake offered to go with me. The old man said if he did, he'd never come back. So that night, I drove back into the desert, back to the canyon, the same one where I'd heard the voice. The fire burned low. The stars didn't look like stars anymore. They looked like eyes. And then, it spoke again. But this time, it didn't sound like Jake. It sounded like me. Come here. The voice cracked, like 2 people speaking over each other. It stepped out of the dark, and I saw its face clearly for the first time. It wasn't Jake anymore. It was mine. I tried to run, didn't move. My legs, gone. Or maybe they just weren't mine anymore. It reached for me slow, like it had all the time in the world. And when its fingers brushed my arm, the burning stopped. Relief. Calm. Then the world folded in on itself. When I woke up, the fire was out. Jake was gone. My arm was clean. No mark, no blood, no scar. The elder said the ritual worked, said I'd faced it. But when I looked in the mirror that night, I didn't believe him. There was something in my reflection, something off. A delay, half a second behind. And when I smiled, it didn't. That was years ago. The nightmares never stopped. Sometimes I dream I'm still out there, in the canyon. Sometimes I dream I never came back. Last week, Jake's mom called me. Said someone had been coming by her house at night. Tall man, tattered clothes, face like mine, voice like static. She asked if I was visiting. I told her no. She paused for a long time, then said, "Then who keeps saying your name at my window? If you ever drive through the desert, and you hear someone call you from the dark, and it sounds just like your own voice, don't answer, don't look, just keep driving, because something out there wears my face, and maybe it's waiting for yours next."
I wasn't planning to write this. Honestly, I still don't know why I'm writing. Maybe it's guilt. Maybe I just need someone to believe me. It's been days now since Thea went missing. And since the messages started coming. It began last Saturday night. She said she was going hiking, just for a bit. "I'll be back before dark," she promised. I told her not to go alone. She laughed, said she'd be fine. That was the last time I saw her leave. When she didn't come home by 8, I called. No answer. I called again. And again. Finally, around 9, she texted me. "Someone's watching me, staring right at my face." Then another line, seconds later. "I'll be home late. Sorry, love. I love you." Something in those words didn't feel right. She never called me love. Not in text. And the grammar, she never typed like that. Still, I wanted to believe she was safe. At 9:12 p.m., I couldn't take it anymore. I grabbed my flashlight, mi carcase, and Giselle, our dog. I told myself it was fine. Just a misunderstanding. When I turned into the trailhead parking lot, my heart sank. Her car was there. Old gray Honda Civic, tilted under a broken lamppost. The lights were off. Windows fogged. "Thea?" I called out. "Nothing." Giselle whimpered beside me. She sniffed the air, circled, then froze. Every hair on her back stood up. We walked toward the trail. The forest was darker than I remembered. The moon barely made it through the branches. It smelled like rain and metal. I called her name again. "Thea! Answer me!" Only silence. Then my phone buzzed. I opened it. One message. "Come closer. You're almost here." I froze. The typing bubbles appeared again, 3 little dots floating. Then a new line. "I can see you." My throat went dry. I looked around. Nothing but trees. But then I heard it. The ping. The tiny notification sound her phone always made. It was behind me. I spun around, flashlight shaking. The beam hit the dirt, the trees, then something pale. Something small. Her earring. Turquoise, cracked in half. I picked it up. And then another ping, further down the trail. I started running, Branches clawed my arms. The ground shifted. He fell. Pain shot through my ankle. I tried to stand, and that's when I saw it. A faint blue glow between the trees. The screen of a phone. I limped closer. Gazelle growled low, deep in her throat. I reached the glow and saw it was her phone, lying face up in the dirt. The screen was cracked, still lit. A single message unsent. He's not me. The rest of that night is a blur. The police came. They searched. No Thea. No tracks. No blood. Only her earring, her phone, and a print in the mud. Too long to be human. 3 days later, I got a text. 6:42 a.m. From her number. See you soon. Attached one photo. Blurry. Gray. She's standing in a forest, head tilted. Her eyes covered by shadow. And behind her, something darker than the trees. I sent it to the police. They said metadata was corrupted. No GPS. No timestamp. That night, another message. Why didn't you come? I replied immediately. Where are you? Please, just send your location. Dots appeared, then disappeared, then came back again. I'm home. I checked every lock, every door, every window. Nothing. But Giselle wouldn't stop growling. She stared at the back window, the one facing the woods. I looked. There was a reflection. Not mine. A face in the glass. Her face. Smiling. But the eyes weren't hers. I called 911. By the time they arrived, the reflection was gone. They said maybe it was my mind, my grief. Maybe I imagined it. But then the next day, a voicemail, static. Wind. Then her voice. You came too late. Now it's been a week. Every night, I get a new photo. Each one closer. Until last night, the photo wasn't of the woods anymore. It was of me, asleep. And behind me, in the dark, two eyes glowing white. If you hear a phone ping in the woods, don't answer. Don't follow it. And if she texts you back, tell her I'm sorry.